Something may be wrong now, but God is not finished. Your time is coming. The scripture says God set an end to Job's difficulty. Just like there was a start to that problem, there's an end to the problem, an end to the sickness, an end to the addiction, an end to the limitations. When God says it's time to restore, all the forces of darkness cannot stop Him. Whatever you've lost, whatever looks permanent, whatever you think has limited your life, there's about to be a shift. God is going to suddenly thrust you into healing, bring the right people, turn the business around, give you joy, peace, victory like you've never seen. I talked to a young lady, and she and her husband had been trying to conceive a baby for many years with no success. Her dream from the time she was a little girl was to have a child. Her mother had a hard time conceiving, and her grandmother ran in her family. After taking all the fertility treatments, doing everything medically speaking that she could, the doctor told her that it wasn't going to be possible. There was nothing more they could do. For months, she would get up in the morning weeping, so heartbroken. One day she was driving to work and she flipped on our Sirius XM channel, and I was talking about how God has the final say and how He can do what medicine cannot do. She said something came alive on the inside. She wasn't raised in church. She believed in God, but she'd never heard anything like that. She started reminding God what He promised, that children are a gift from the Lord. All through the day, instead of being discouraged, she would thank Him that her baby was on the way. When she was tempted to get down, she would go out to her car and listen to another message to help keep her faith built up. 2 weeks ago, she called weeping. This time they weren't tears of sadness, they were tears of joy. She just found out she was 10 weeks pregnant, not with one baby, but with twins. The doctor said, I don't know how this happened. He didn't have an explanation. That's what God promised, that nothing is going to be missing in your life. You know, thoughts tell us you'll always be barren, always be lonely, always be addicted, always struggle. Don't believe those lies. God sees what you've lost. He knows what wasn't fair, what's holding you back. It's not permanent. The baby is coming. The freedom is coming. The dream is coming. The abundance is coming. In the scripture, David was 29 years old. He was living in the city of Ziklag with 600 of his men. He had worked at the palace, but had to leave because King Saul was jealous and trying to kill him. The prophet Samuel had anointed him to be the next king of Israel when he was 17. He wasn't in Jerusalem, where it was prophesied he would lead the nation. He wasn't in Bethlehem, where he was raised. Ziklag was a temporary place. He was in between prophecy and destiny. It wasn't where he was from, and it wasn't where he was going. It was a place of waiting. We all encounter some zigzags. We know what God's promised. We know the dream He's placed in our heart, but we're not seeing it happen. No doors are opening. We're not able to conceive. Our health isn't improving. When you're in zigzag, in between places, it's very important that you keep being faithful. Keep doing the right thing. Keep reminding God of the promises. Zigzag is a test. Are you going to get discouraged? Think that you're stuck there? Give up on your dreams? No, stay in faith. Zigzag is only temporary. David and his men had been out on a 3-day journey to fight with the Philistines. They were returning home when they noticed smoke billowing in the distance. It was in the direction of their city. I can imagine they started walking faster, wondering what was going on. When they got closer, their worst fears came true. The Amalekites, these bandits, had come in and raided their city. They captured all their wives and children. They took all their possessions and burned down their homes. Here David had been out doing God's will, protecting the people, and his own city was destroyed. His wife and children had been kidnapped. The scripture says David and his men wept until they could not weep anymore. Now David was a warrior. He'd gone through great challenges. He had defeated Goliath, withstood all kinds of trouble, but this blow knocked the wind out of him. He didn't see it coming. On the way to our destiny, there will be some zigzags. We're doing the right thing, but the wrong thing happens. We're being our best, business goes down. We lose a loved one, fighting anxiety, dealing with a child that's off course. David's men were so upset and so distraught that they talked about stoning David. Just when he thought it couldn't get any worse, his own men turned on him. David was at a very pivotal moment. He could have gotten bitter, blamed God, given up on his dream. This could be the last time we ever read about David. He could have faded off into the sunset, missed his destiny. But David made a decision that we all have to make when we encounter a zigzag. The scripture says he encouraged himself in the Lord his God. Sitting in the ashes, looking at home still smoldering, men all around angry, ready to take him out. Instead of complaining, instead of being depressed, he started reminding himself that God was still on the throne. God, what you've spoken over my life is still going to come to pass. I believe that you're a God of restoration, that this is not how my story ends. David dried his tears, got up out of the ashes, and went alone to pray. He asked God if he should go after the Amalekites. God said, yes, go after them, for you will surely recover everything that was stolen. God is saying that to you. You may have lost some things. Don't sit around in self-pity. It's time to dry your tears and go after what belongs to you. You will surely recover your health. You will surely recover your children. You will surely recover your peace. You will surely recover that dream. God is a surely God. He's not hoping it will work out. He controls the universe. He's breathing in your direction right now. You and God are a majority. Him being for you is more than the world being against you. David set out toward the Amalekites. When he arrived, they were having a big party, dancing, drinking, celebrating the victory. Sometimes the enemy celebrates too soon. He thinks you're done, you've given up. What he doesn't realize is you know what God promised, that if you pursue, if you believe, you get your hopes up, you will recover all. Nothing will be missing. See, when you pursue, God starts fighting for you. Angels go to work. Forces of darkness are broken. The wrong people are moved out of the way. You'll see healing, favor, victory. David and his men attacked the Amalekites.